So 335, today we're talking about the impact of Kirill Kaprizov and the whole contract situation going on there now. We talked about it briefly before with Connor McDavid, and we talked about it in a most recent podcast episode talking about the what ifs and where he could go and the possibility of him leaving the Oilers if they don't win this year and the leverage that he has. Very similar situation with Kaprizov in Minnesota. And he turned down, I believe it was 7 or 8 years, 128 million. I believe it was right around there. And he turned that offer down. I believe he could get more money. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets more money. I don't know if this is a money thing. I don't know if this is a team thing. I don't know if it's a hold-up thing, but he turned it down. This would have been $16 million per year in terms of AAV, so it would have made him the highest paid player. It would have also given him the highest contract in the history of the NHL. So obviously, doesn't feel like he's chasing history. It feels like he's chasing something bigger than history. And again, I don't know if this is a new team. I don't know if this is going to be a situation where we see him leave. I don't know what's going to happen here. Maybe he stays after all, but it's going to be a weird situation to see how it all plays out if he does end up leaving Minnesota this year. He's been a phenomenal, impactful player ever since he arrived and when he first arrived in Minnesota. So seeing him leave would obviously be a little weird since he only spent, it feels like he just came in the league too, which is kind of weird. And now this would be his sixth year in the league now. So with Kaprizov, certainly an interesting situation to follow. I'm curious to see how it all plays out throughout the year. And obviously an elite talent, a guy, I'm biased. I would love to see him come to Chicago in free agency. I don't know how realistic that is, but I would love to see it happen. And he's obviously a talented player, cerebral player. You can rely upon him everywhere offensively. Was on pace last year to quite literally win the Hart Trophy until he got hurt. So I imagine there's going to be a lot of things that he could do this year that could allow us to maybe even gravitate towards that $20 million AAV if he plays phenomenal hockey and if he plays out of his mind this year. I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to gravitate more towards that. Again, it could be a money thing, I'm not sure. But with Kaprizov, it's gonna be a whole another situation to follow. Very unique situation. The good thing is though, there seems to be a steady rise in the cap situation now in the NHL, and over the course of the next half decade or so, we're going to see it rise continuously. So the good thing is that if you're giving Kaprizov a $20 million per year contract, which sounds crazy, which really isn't that crazy. And especially with the cap going up and the amount of money the teams are gonna have to spend more over the course of time on their top players, it's gonna be no surprise to see situations like this play out. Just makes me think Kaprizov could get 20 million. What could McDavid get? Could he get more than that? I don't know. But it's gonna be a whole other situation to follow with Kaprizov this year and how he could play and if he's able to stay healthy and just the whole thing. Very unique, very unique. And I'm very curious to see what happens there. I really don't know what's going to happen with Kaprizov because I could see him leaving. I could also see him staying. I don't really know what is going to happen there. And there's a lot of things with him that could play out that can allow us to see a different version of him throughout the season too. So it'll be interesting to follow. Very unique situation once again. And yeah, I don't really know exactly where he's going to go, but I would imagine it's going to be a situation where he's going to try to win as much as he can, given that he's almost turning 29 now.